number one, if you are going into a field where an education is needed, we are huge proponents of a 4-year degree. We're also huge proponents of the trades. There's lots of guys that are welders that are making $120,000 a year, while people with a master's degree in social work are making $38,000. So let's just keep in mind what you're going to earn when you go get a degree. So when you're studying, don't study some left-handed puppetry degree. Get a degree in German polka history. There's only one job if you have a degree in German polka history. You have to get a PhD so you can go teach other people to get a degree in German polka history. It is the only possible use for that degree. And there's crap like that all over the place that people go and do. And in the name of all education is good, no, all education is not good for purposes of earning. Now, is all education expand the mind? Hypothetically, some of your minds are so empty that it's crazy. You shouldn't put stuff in there. But some of it, so generally speaking, education is a good thing. Generally speaking, a lifetime of learning is something you need to engage in. 100% of you, 100% of us need to engage in a lifetime of learning. If the last time you read a nonfiction book was 5 years ago, shame on you. Turn off Netflix. Go read a nonfiction book. For God's sakes, learn something all the time for the rest of your life. Learn something. Read. All leaders are readers. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. So be doing, learn. Believe in education. All 4 of my kids got a 4-year degree. But the thing that universally you cannot defend, there is not one shred of data except mythology that going to a high-priced, famous school, Ivy League as an example, that you can justify the extra expense. Okay, versus a well-staffed, well-run state school, the University of Ohio, the University of Georgia, the University of Tennessee, the University of whatever state you want to put after that. Okay, or just a state school in the Middle Tennessee State University has one of the best broadcast and music degrees in the world. And it is a state school, and it's like $8,000, $9,000 a year tuition. Okay? One of my friends that's the president of a major network sent her kid to MTS, to Middle Tennessee State University in Murfreesboro, freaking Tennessee, and could have afforded to send their kid anywhere, but wanted to study broadcast and wanted to study the field that the parent was in. And so, what we're looking for here is value in education, because education is important. But this idea that you have to go to a famous school because it's going to get you a job or because it's going to get you more money is statistical mythology. There's nothing to back it up. Lots of studies saying it's not true.
Yeah. It's virtually insignificant, even in the higher level grad degrees. And this is not our opinion. These are Harvard economists that have put this stuff out. So
and that's
your
the
customer
irony.
Doesn't care, by the way. The only people that care are your mom and dad and your grandparents and maybe crazy Uncle Larry at Thanksgiving, because that's where he went to school. So we've got to get over this.
My nephew went to Cornell. I couldn't give a crap.
Right, nobody
less.
cares. Yeah.
Did he learn anything?
Yeah. There's 2 things that we teach here. One, is a degree the only way to get where you want to go, to do that thing you want to do, or is it the best way? If it's no to both of those simple questions, is it the only way or the best way, then I got news for you. There's a different way. And increasingly in 2023, it's a whole lot less expensive and a whole lot less time consuming. And that's the reality of the world we live in, and it's only continuing to shift that direction.
Yeah.
So we're pro-education.
Absolutely.
It just doesn't always require a degree.
We're not pro-mythology.
Yeah.
And it doesn't require a degree to be successful. You are not more likely to be successful by going to one of those famous schools.
Yeah.
It just isn't there. There's no data. Again, Wall Street Journal did a full survey. 78%, that's 8 out of 10 of the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, the top 500 companies on the stock market, graduated from state schools.
You know what, though, Dave?
That's statistically significant. Hello.
I realized just a second ago that you are more likely, if you go to one of those big name schools, you are more likely to be broke. I shared a story on the Ken Coleman Show just a couple weeks ago of a guy who went to Columbia, okay, film school.
Oh,
$340,000 because he went undergrad and he got a graduate level degree. He's in Hollywood making $65,000 right now, and he was quoted in the
Waiting
Wall Street
tables.
Journal saying, I could have got this job without either the 4-year degree or the master's degree.
Well, he's exactly right. He could have. Yeah.
And so now that's the film industry. So it's not apples to apples in every industry. You got to have a grad degree for medicine, for science, a lot of your science jobs, and and obviously all medical jobs. But there's a guy who regrets it, and he got this prestigious degree, and he still had to start at the bottom.
Well, if you want to get a business degree at Vanderbilt University in our town here, the Southern Ivy League, if you will,
Sure.
it's $70,000 a year. University of Tennessee is $12,000 a year. So we're saying 6 times. Is that degree 6 times more valuable at Vanderbilt than it is at the University of Tennessee? I'm 100% sure it's not, because I graduated from the University of Tennessee, and people that graduated from Vanderbilt work for me.
Oh, by the way, football team's better at UT.
Well,
too.
that football, that's it. But yeah, I mean, it's just.
I just had to throw that in.
I know.
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. but there you
Absolutely
go.
nothing. Don't pick your school on your football either. Don't do that. Please, God, don't
That's
go to school.
a very good point.
A school because they have a good football.
Which, by the way, a lot of kids are doing that.
Or
You ought to see
the party scene.
Yes.
It's always rated and everything. It's just all this garbage, man. So whether it has a lazy river, there's schools that have a lazy river that you can coast down. You can float down a lazy river at a university. This is how asinine this whole process has become. And this is why we have a student loan debt problem of trillions of dollars, because Congress continues to make loans to people who want to go to the lazy river. There you go.